Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, it's not a bourbon. It's not even, it's a light whiskey, but it's not light. I don't even know what this is. What has it been?
Well, I'll tell you what it is it's in its place and it's not, we forgot to put it off here so I get it. We've got, bam, this is Obtainium bonded light whiskey. Okay, so this is Obtainium. So this is by a distillery that you and I
know and love.
Really had some good luck with. This is by Cat's Eye out of Iowa. And this is a light whiskey. Do we need to go over what light whiskey is, or just refer to our other light whiskey video?
Hit it quick.
So light whiskey is a little different than bourbon in the sense that bourbon has to be distilled at or 100 or at or below 160 proof.
Yeah.
Light whiskey has to be distilled above that. Now, the previous light whiskey expression that we've had from Cat's Eye comes from MGP, and it's like 99% corn. So it's and it's aged in used charred barrels. At least the other one was. So I don't know if this says on here.
So, but look at this. Distilled in 2015, bottled in 2022. That's a 7-year whiskey. 6.5, 7 year. It is very light. You could see, you could read through this thing.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a used cask.
Used cask or maybe uncharred. Like there could be, it's a whiskey, so the rules are kind of sort of out the window. It was distilled at super high proof, but it is bottled and bond, so 100 proof. At least 4 years, but it's about 7. So
this will be interesting because the only light whiskey I've ever had is is the one from them, but it's a 14-year and it's like 137 point something proof.
Right.
So I've never had like a normal normal proof level.
I'm not sure this is normal, but I'm guessing this is...
Well, 100 proof, I mean like proof point wise, I've never had a light whiskey that's...
But I'm guessing this is still like massive corn.
This
is a corn whiskey.
I'm assuming, yeah, the other one, had it been distilled below 160 proof, would have legally qualified as a corn whiskey, and I'm assuming that's the same with this one. Ooh, that smells good. Very sweet. A little mellow corny, not gonna lie.
There's corn, there's the brown sugar. It's subtle though. There's a lot of, there's like a richness, but it's not super, super sweet. It's interesting way to try to describe that.
It's a little more of a buttery corn than that dry, dusty corn that we get on mellow corn. And there's some vanilla on top of there too.
Yep.
All right, let's...
Hints at toffee.
Yeah.
Kind of, but normally I get that on char, but anyway, let's see what it's like. The taste is not like the nose. Wow, I am shocked these are the same whiskey on the nose and the...
Boy, that's oily, look at that.
It's oily. It's got it's not exactly cinnamon, but it's got like a spice forward barrel
excuse me,
note.
I'm getting that on the backside.
Yep.
Like the light whiskey we had from them before, this has got some honey to it.
Yeah.
Which is not something I typically get. And I was starting to get that off of a lot of higher proof bourbons too, the same kind of honey note I was getting on that. And I started to associate that with the high alcohol content, was bringing out that honey note. But this one definitely has that.
But it's weird on the finish, it's really dry and like tannic, and like it like evaporates away. You have like a real dry kind of feeling on your tongue.
It's dry, but it leaves a flavor behind.
Oh, definitely,
It's got a nice finish.
This is interesting.
It's very interesting. I'm kind of having a hard time pinpointing this. Where did you get this? I've never even seen this one before.
I think this was in Des Moines, Leah, when she was down there.
Okay.
Picked this and that other.
Because we get a lot of Cat's Eye products up here, and I know they've gotten some nationwide releases because we've seen other posts about and stuff like that, but I have not seen the
me either. I've never
bonded light whiskey.
The thing I just
I really like
over
it actually.
I mean, this is really see-through.
Yeah.
This is, I was gonna make a joke, but I won't go there.
That's that used charred oak.
Or non-charred at all.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that as well.
It is very light. And like you have a bourbon that's 1 year old, it's darker than this.
Mm-hmm. I really like that.
It almost has a bubblegum sweetness.
It's very sweet. Again, I'm getting a lot of that honey, that Bitto honey candy.
Still, it's weird. It like hints at cinnamon, but it never quite gets there. It's got this nice building spice, but it never turns into the actual cinnamon flavor. Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. And then there's that barrel spice on the back end of it. So I am a big fan of mellow corn, as you know.
So you keep saying.
Yes. And so this being so close to a corn whiskey, I'm getting some of that corn note. Like I was saying, it's a little different though. It's almost like buttery corn versus the dry, dusty corn.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is a much better rounded out. You know, I like this better. Mellow corn is great, but it also has, you know, it's got a kind of a sharpness to it that I like. This doesn't have that, but it also, but in being a little more smoothed out in the general profile of it, it doesn't lose any of the flavor or the kind of alcohol bite that you would like, if that makes any sense. How much was this one?
Maybe 35, 38, something like that. I don't think it was crazy expensive.
Yeah, I really like that.
So after several sips, I'm getting several different kind of nice peanut shell notes, but they're real subtle. The corn is like the base, and everything's built off
That's
of
why
that.
I keep bringing up mellow corn, because that's my reference point to a corn whiskey that I really love.
Little bits of different flavors that kind of bounce around, and I'm almost getting pie crust at times. A little bit of the cinnamon-ish thing, but it never quite gets there. But
There's so much sweetness going on here.
Yeah, it's sweet, but I feel it's not overly sweet.
No,
because sometimes it's like too much on the sugar note. This one, it's got a lot of sweetness, but it's kind of restrained. Like, this is really interesting, and I think this is another one of those novelty / show off to the whiskey geek and say, tell me what this is, because I think it's hard to pin down what it is.
It really is, yeah.
And if you had this in a blind flight, no idea.
I would say it reminds me of that other light whiskey, just at a lower proof, because I'm really getting that honey, Bitto honey sort of note that I find is prominent on the other one. But yeah, this is just really well balanced. Whatever they're doing with their batch blending, or I know they do some finishing and things like that. We've had the light whiskey, we've had the bourbon, we've had, I'm trying to think of what else.
Obtainium was a bourbon, light whiskey.
I feel like we've had something else from them. But anyway, this is just another great one from them.
Yeah, it is awesome.
I really like everything I've had that they've put out so far.
And this is one of those smaller distilleries that we're really impressed with. That's not a big dog. You know what they're doing. They seem to really have
the NASA family.
I was thinking maybe that's
the other. That's an excellent one too. So yeah, explore Cat's Eye Distillery for sure. Yeah, like everything they've put out that we've had has been really good, and they've got some just interesting stuff. Like the light whiskey is not a common thing. I know it seems to be kind of making its way back, but I think maybe because of them.
Could be.
The NASA Family Reserve is just a real interesting blend and then blends. Finishing. And I can't remember exactly what all the math was on that, but it's in our video. We have a review of that. Check that out.
Yep.
And then this and the bourbon, everything has been good. So yeah, definitely go out and get some of their products if you see them. I would definitely recommend trying this. This is another good whiskey geek one, like you were kind of saying.
I agree.
All right, well, this has been Obtainium's Bonded Light Whiskey on the bourbon note. I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Thanks for watching. Cheers.